Hello, kindergartners. All right, now I have a red math shirt on that my daughter made for me. I thought that might help you. So when you see me in a different colored shirt, you know that I'm taping that lesson. So when you see me in red with math on it, you know that we're learning math. Okay, today we're going to try something, and I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm going to try to talk through the lesson with you while you listen to it on math. So I'm going to try to help you a little bit, okay? I'm going to stand over here. I know this is kind of tricky for me too. And we're going to listen to this and I'll help explain it. So the very first thing is this is in your math book. And I think you can log on this from your first grade. Today we're going to learn about numbers.
Tell a counting story about what you see.
What do you think he sees? I
Here
see
is a story.
one worm
There are some
and
worms
another
popping
worm
up from the ground.
and another worm.
You can count to see how many worms there are. Before you count, can you think of a way to make sure you do not leave one out?
How could we do that? How could we count these worms and make sure we don't forget about one of the worms? An idea is to take a pencil or a marker, and as you're counting, make sure you cross it off. So I could go 1, 2, 3. It doesn't look like my marker is going to write on this, but you could do that, and you could take a marker and cross it off. Let's keep listening.
One way is to touch each worm as you count. You can also mark each worm as you count. You can use an arrow to mark each worm. Let's count together to see how many worms there are.
I'm going to use my finger.
1, 2,
2,
3.
3. So I could touch each one, and then
Now
I
you
knew
can finish
I counted
the counting
them.
story. How many worms are there?
How many were there? 3. 1, 2, 3. I could even put up a finger every time I count. 1, 2, 3. 3 worms.
There are 3 worms popping up from the ground.
Hey, he peeks in like me.
How can you find out how many counters there are?
Hey, we could count counters. 1, 2, 3. 3 counters and 3
You
worms.
can count the counters. Does it matter which counter you count first?
Nope, as long as you count them all. 1, 2, 3. But if I started over here, would I still have 3? Let's try. 1, 2, 3. I do.
No, you can start with any one of them. Let's start with this one. 1, 2, 3. How many counters are there? There are 3 counters. Why do you think there are 3 counters?
I'm going to help you. Those 3 counters stand for or represent each one of the worms.
There are 3 counters to show 3 worms. How many sections are there in the box? Let's count to find out. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 sections in the box. How does this go with the 3 counters? Both the counters and the box show 3. Look, there is 1 counter for each section of the box. What else does this picture go with?
So this also represents the worms. I could put 1 counter in each box, and that would be 3. I could have put 1 worm in each box, and that also would be 3. So instead of having to have slimy worms on our paper, we can use counters instead. All right. Kindergartners, you can go to this.
It goes with the 3 worms.
On your own if you'd like also.
Today, you learned about 3. You saw 3 worms. You saw 3 counters. You saw 3 sections in a box.
Good job, kindergartners. All right, now I'm going to come back and help you a little bit with it. Otherwise, you can get started on your math book. Just do lesson 1 today. Don't work ahead.